Alright, so what the hell's going on, guys? This is Shadow Ears, partially censored gaming here, back again with another episode of Killing Floor 2. I am Chaos13. As always, Shadow is not going to be joining me at this time. He might join later on, I am not sure. So for the time being, I am running solo. That and I will always kill you. I'm in a very weird mood all of a sudden, and I'm not sure why. Yeah. So we did Infernal Realm last time. We attempted Krampus's lair, but yeah. Lockdown. And then there's the Monster Ball. Well, everything considered, I kind of do have to do the Krampus lair still in terms of finishing it, so... No, I don't want to be Mr. Foster. I want to play it with Mrs. Foster.
The Zeds are close. Safety's off.
Did I pique your interest?
Oh, looks like the holiday event finally ended.
I can't see! Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? Mrs. Foster, from range. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it?
Okay. Never fucking mind. It's like I'm gonna be doing it this setup, because fuck me, apparently running the Twitch on my laptop so that I can keep track of chat and everything, and also running a online match on this apparently causes my fucking game to lag. So whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Here we go. The mission is underway. Lock and load.
Okay. I got grappled! Mrs. Foster from range. Aperitifs are served. You're annoying me. Mrs. Foster doesn't. I got grabbed.
Get off me, please.
Annoying. Mrs. Foster from range. Foster.
Somehow hit the damn cleaver.
You're annoying me.
Ah, for fuck's sake. You try to do things.
Things.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
I'm coming for you, Zed.
Bring up the trading controls and upgrade your gear. Time's almost up. Vite! Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
This one's tenacious.
Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. Pleased to make your acquaintance. That one had no chance.
Ooh, boy.
Aperitifs are served. Who wants to get... Pleased to make your acquaintance. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Good night.
Excellent. That's nearly all of them.
Let's take this up a notch. I'm in the mood.
That was the last one. Get to the indicated pod for resupply. Glad you made it back. Don't bleed on anything. More Zeds on the way.
In the process
Start to wrap
again.
things up, as they say. I'm about to shut...
Are you gonna shut the pod? Oh no.
Pod's closed. Difference.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
These Zeds are cloaked. That's a siren! Oh, it's happening!
Ow!
Mummy loves money.
To make your acquaintance.
Mrs. Foster presents her introduction. Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. Physician, heal thyself. Did I pique your interest?
That one has no chance.
Excuse you. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Mrs. Foster from range. Right there, siren. Aperitifs are served. Bye. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up. Time's almost up. Vite! More Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Ooh, a shotgun.
Aperitifs are served. Mrs. Foster from range.
Good start. Now finish the job. Allez.
Annoying! I'm coming for you, Zed! Who wants to get rich today? Let's take this up a notch. I can't shake it off! Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? This one's tenacious. Mrs. Foster from range. There's something cloaked. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Mrs. Foster from range. Aperitifs are served.
Perfect. Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked.
We. And down we go.
You earned the money. Now spend it. Final choices, people. Enemies on the scope.
Winchester. Ammo.
I'm about to shut the pod.
Ammo.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
And a shotgun. 2 hit. Oh, fuck me.
That door's on its second verbal warning. Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. That door won't hold.
You know, despite the fact that all the shit, these doors are welded, they don't have like the same actual durability that a player welded door has.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Fuck off.
Bye. Squeak! You're... Mrs. Foster? You got schooled! Mrs. Foster from range. I'm coming for you, Zed! Let's take this up a notch. Cloaked no more. Oh, Mrs. Foster. Uh-oh, siren! Physician, heal thyself.
Fucking hell.
Aperitifs are served. That one had no chance. If you want something done right, I'm in the mood to buy today.
Glad you made it back. Don't bleed on anything. That's Craig. Oof. You took it down hard. More Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
These Zeds are closed. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Shit.
Right there, siren.
Fucking.
Apparently so, sir. Mrs. Foster from range. Take notes, boys. Greg! Please.
Can I, like, fuck him?
Come on, Mrs. Foster.
Please, thank you.
I'll be honest, that's fun. Who wants to get rich today? Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. That one. You're annoying me! Squig! Bye! Apparently so.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
Okay. Given where we're at with this now.
I saw the way you took down that flesh pound.
Switch over to
Didn't stand a
support.
chance. Magnifique.
I do like this
It needs
shotgun.
something like this.
Pod's closed. Go make a difference.
Did I? We have ourselves a scrake. I'm in the mood to spy today. Apparently so. Shotgun wedding? Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Oh. Ah, my AA-12. I've missed you. Aperitifs are served. Squig! Mrs. Foster? Woo! This one's tenacious. Looks like markets are about to open. Apparently so. Yep, that's a flash house. Broad day. coming for you, Zed! Great Zed's nearby. You've nearly got it! Did I... We have our... Pleased to make your... Shotgun wedding? Whoops, the daisy. Mrs. Foster,
Perfect. Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked. You know how to stay alive out there. A good instinct. More Zeds on the way. Start to wrap things up, as they say. Last chance. I have to power down the pod. Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
These Zeds are cloaked. Pleased to make your acquaintance. There it is. Woo! Mrs. Foster. Yes! You got schooled! You're annoying me! Mummy loves money. You're dead! Looks like markets are about... Annoying! Faster. Flashbound. See it? Line. I'm coming for you, Zed! You're dead! Woo! Let's take this up a notch! If you want something done right. Uh-oh, siren!
Come see me. The pod's safely open. Nicely done. Your armor's falling to pieces. Get it fixed.
Come. Why not choose your M4, Mrs. Foster?
Protect the area.
are served. One more hit should do it. Woo! Did I pique your interest? M4 to the fore. Mrs. Foster presents her introduction. You got schooled! That's a flashbound! Whatever. Woo!
Fantastic work. Area remains unbreached.
Foster, what are you doing? Your day! Flashbound, see it? Ha-ha!
Excellent. The area remains totally secure.
Physician, heal thyself.
There's one flesh pound that will not be coming back, thanks to you. Bonjour. Come and get your tools of trade. Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Well said. Aperitifs are served. Yep, that's a flash pound. Eyes, my eyes! Yes! Excuse you.
Good Lord Almighty. Jesus, fuck me sideways with a damn 2x4. I'm just gonna say fuck it and go straight to the next one. This is gonna be kind of dumb. It's so fucking difficult to one-man it when you're in that tight-ass space on hard mode. It's fucking ridiculous. Ow.
First batch of Zeds heading your way. Get ready, tout le monde.
I'm in the mood to buy today. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh, get in! Sleep tight. I'm coming for you, Zed! Good night, farewell. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. Poisoned by my own fair hand.
Just me, or am I really fucking quick? Alright.
Mrs. Foster from range.
Forgot the field medic actually has a movement speed increase per levels.
This one's tenacious. Sleep tight. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Can't see. Come on, Mrs. Foster.
Perfect. Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked.
Oh, rather quaint, really.
More Zeds on the score. Back to it, mes amis.
Mummy loves money. You're annoying me. Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those.
This one's tenacious.
You got scooped. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. That looks like blood.
Did I fall into this?
Who wants to get rich today? Pleased to make your acquaintance. Bye-bye.
Finish the last ones off, so I can open the trader pod for you.
You've nearly got it. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
That's better.
You took some hits there. Patch yourself up.
Blood everywhere.
I suggest you purchase armor. Oh mon Dieu. Break time's over. Get back to work. More Zeds inbound.
Money loves money. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Good night. If you want something done right. There's something cloaked. Let's take this up a notch. These Zeds are cloaked. You're annoying me. Poison ivy.
Well, that's something I've never heard before.
Mrs. Foster,
Shit.
did I pique your interest? Mrs. Foster from Range. Blink and this stuff is out of date. Physician, heal thyself. Je suis un empoisonneur. Oh, look. That one Mrs. Foster presents her introduction. Who wants to get rich today? I know it. Stuffy in here. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Mrs. Foster from Range. That's a siren. Whoops-a-daisy. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic.
Perfect. Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked. You're staying in one piece. That's great. Keep it up.
If you want something done right. Oh, rather quaint, really.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
Well, that is a horde and a half. There keeps us out.
You've dented their numbers, but there are plenty left.
I'm coming for you, Zed! better. It's got me! Breaking. Physician, heal thyself. You're annoying me! Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? Annoying! I'm in the mood to buy today. Mrs. Foster. I got work! Let's take this up a notch. And she's back. Poison ivy. Je suis un empoisonneur. Ladies perspire, Mrs. Foster. Did I pique your interest? One more hit should do it. Yes! That's better. Uh-oh, siren! Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
You earned the money. I'll spend it. You're a real survivor. Good for you.
Yes, you can interest me in the Genius Bar.
Port closed. Go make a difference.
This one's tenacious. Eulogize that. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. This one's tenacious. Clean it off me! Physician, heal thyself. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Mrs. Foster from... Someone's walking around with a lot less blood than they need. This is... Great! Did I pique your interest? Sleep tight. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Bye. Annoying! If you want something done right. Blood everywhere. Aperitifs are served. Mrs. Foster from Ray. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up. Taking down a Scrake comes naturally to you, no? Oh, your armor's seen better days. That's a hint, vous savez.
Well, this has caught my attention.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
Breaking it. Looks like markets are about to open. I'm coming for you, Zed. That one had no chance. There's something cloaked. Right there, Siren! Cloaked Zeds nearby. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Poison ivy. Anyone getting low? Aperitifs are served. Let's no more. Woo! Let's take this up a notch. Faster. This one appears a wee bit vexed, Mrs. Foster.
Nearly cleared this batch out. Nice work. We can reopen the trader pod soon.
Yes, you can interest me in the Genius Bar. Did I pique your interest? By my own bare hand.
Perfect. Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked. You really shredded that fleshbound back there. Impressive.
That looks like blood.
Break time's over. Get back to work. More Zeds inbound.
Annoying! There's something close. Aperitifs are served. That's a flashbound! Eyes! My eyes! Who wants to get rich today? Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Sleep tight. Physician, heal thyself. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's take this up a notch. Oh, positively Crippen-esque. Worse than boarding school suppers. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. Mrs. Foster? Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Poison ivy. Annoying! Mummy loves money. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner.
Unlimited ammo.
If you
that
want
has the ability
something
to
done right.
knock over enemies and poison them at the same time. Yes, please.
Poisoned by my own fair hand.
Boom. Come see me. The pod's safely open. Nicely done. That's Craig. You took it down hard.
Well,
Bonjour. Come and get your tools of trade. We're almost out of time. Make your choices. More Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Worse than
boarding school suppers. It's got me. Poison ivy.
Good stuff. Now finish the job. Allez.
Poisoned by my own fair hand. Someone's walking around with a lot less blood than they need. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Ah! You've nearly got it. Let's take this up a notch. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. I'm coming for you, Zed! Uh-oh, siren! These Zeds are cloaked. Annoying! How positively Crippen-esque. I'm in the mood to buy today. You're annoying me! Flashbound, see it? Let's take this up a notch. Monster. Whatever. Poison ivy. I'm coming. Oh, get in. Bye-bye. That's better. Ammo. Finish it off!
Worse than
Boarding school suppers. Who wants to get rich today? That's a siren. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. How positively Crippen-esque.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up. There's one flesh pound that will not be coming back, thanks to you.
You can interest me in the Genius Bar.
Break time's over. Get back to work. More Zeds inbound.
Money loves money. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Mrs. Foster from range. Did I pique your interest? If you want something done right, there's something... That one had no chance. Worse than boarding school suppers. These Zeds are close. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How... I'm in the mood to buy today. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Uh-oh, siren! Aperitifs are served. What? That one had no chance. Annoying! Fire! Oh, shit! Mrs. Foster. Physician, heal. Yep, that's a flash pound. Get ready to yell timber! I'm coming for you, Zed! We have ourselves a scrape! You're annoying me! Who wants to get rich today? In here. Right there, siren. Je suis un empoisonneur. I'm in the mood to buy today. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner.
To make your acquaintance.
Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. Your interest? Eulogize that. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
That was the last one. Get to the indicated pod for resupply. Taking down a scrake comes naturally to you, no?
Blood.
That armor looks terrible.
I apologize that I am not talking all that much. I literally can't think of anything really to say.
There are Zeds on the scope. Must close the pod very
Despite
soon.
me attempting to think of something to say, I got nothing.
More Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Uh-oh, siren! Float Zeds nearby. Poisoned by my own fair hand. blink and this stuff is... Pleased to make your acquaintance. Woo! There's something cloaked. Scrag! Look up! Did I pique your interest? You're dead! Can't see! Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. Aperitifs herself. This one's tenacious. Yes! You got schooled! Ammo, if you want it. Aperitifs are served. We have ourselves a scrape! Bye! One more hit should do it. Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers. It got me. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can you do it? Is this a walk-in freezer? Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers. Woo! That's a flash found. Faster. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Yes! Oh, rather quaint, really. This one's tenacious. Greg! Did I pique your interest?
Last purchases count. Your bank balance says... I don't think so.
That's better.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
Alrighty, who do we got?
I'm back.
Ah,
I've
fuck
got
me.
some new tricks.
This.
Think of fear betrays you.
Am I getting warmer, Zeddy? Pleased to make your acquaintance.
This is literally gonna turn into
There it is.
Take one, take them all. I insist.
right side. The hemoglobin shots.
I've born better warriors than you. Why do
Know
you
you're here
struggle?
somewhere.
This lingering torment is your own
Better keep
creation.
the Cloak Zeds nearby.
So many bullets.
I don't see you, Zed, but I smell you. This one's tenacious.
My children return. They make me so proud.
Mrs. Foster?
Did you squander all your money on their guns? The life insurance would have been more useful.
Pleased to make your
Did you
acquaintance.
enjoy that?
These Zeds are cloaked.
One by one, eventually I will catch you.
There's something cloaked.
You're trying
one's
to be
tenacious.
ballistic.
If you want something done right,
If this is a boardroom
Cloaked
coup,
Zeds nearby.
messenger is about to die. Did you enjoy that?
someone's walking around with a lot less blood than they
Pay
need.
for that.
Poisoned by my own fair hand.
Maybe I'll kill you, so I can kill you over. And oh, why do you struggle? This lingering
Mrs. Foster,
torment is
you're
your own
toxic.
creation. I wonder, do you actually seek a meaningless death?
These Zeds are cloaked. Aperitifs to serve.
Your flesh, so soft.
Cloaked no more.
God, someone my size.
I'm gonna take a
Worse
rain
than
check on
boarding
that.
school
How about
suppers.
fuck off?
You got schooled.
Fools! Hiding only prolongs your agony.
Poisoned
Does it?
by my own fair hand.
Wanted to fight? I didn't
So this is why I said
know
this is
you had
basically just gonna be a battle.
deficient.
Am I getting warmer, Debbie?
Who here likes guns?
This one's tenacious. I don't see you there,
My
but
children,
I smell
I
you.
need you. One by one,
Mrs. Foster,
I will
you're
feast on
toxic.
your agony.
Woo! Am I getting warmer, Zeddy? Poisoned by my own fair hand.
You have better things to do, cowards.
I know you're here somewhere. Going.
Anyone? I'm surprised you made it this far. The way you fight.
Cloaked Zeds
What,
nearby.
intelligently?
Take one, take them all.
Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
What do you think you're doing?
That'll do, pig.
Kind of like that.
This one's tenacious.
It's time for the monster ball. They did the mash. You did the monster mash. The mash. It was a graveyard smash. God, I still remember when I first heard that song too. It was it was some PC game. I don't know what it is. I think it's just called Haunted House. But it's a really old PC game my brother had back when the only computer in the house was the desktop downstairs. But basically what it does is, you were trapped in this haunted house. I don't know if we could call it a house. It was more like a giant fucking. It was almost kind of more like a villa or something. But it seemed small, but like a lot of the stuff in it made zero sense in terms of like reality. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked on this. Fuck! How did I get this? Okay. I guess it's just because I completed like enough of them. Anywho, so yeah, you were trapped. You basically went to this haunted house. You were trapped there.
Let's see how fast you can dive.
And you had to.
Did I pique your interest?
Find.
Mummy loves money.
Trying to fucking tell this goddamn story while I'm trying to fucking not die, and it's fucking difficult. What was I? Where was I at? All
Mrs. Foster, you're toxic.
Basically, you had to. I think when you first get there, there's you're in the foyer.
Served.
That's what I call it. Basically, a foyer. Basically, there's a grandfather clock
How
in the foyer
positively
with a bunch of keys in it. There's how much was it? I think it's like 13
Annoying.
keys. Anywho,
What?
I keep getting focused trying to tell the story because I'm trying to fucking kill things.
Poisoned
Anywho,
by my own fair hand.
basically, you had to
Oh, get in!
interact with all the occupants of the house. Basically, it was literally an amalgamation of classic old
And she's back.
horror.
This one's tenacious.
Hey, that's weird. Like horror movie / spooky story / like generic horror story, and scary story, like monsters and stuff. There was the one guy. There's the guy who greets you at the door. Who's like
Looks like markets are about to open. Apparently served.
who's also like the butler
Hurry up
and
and die.
everything in the house. And then there's the lady of the house, the wife, who's a
That one
vampire.
had no
and
chance.
There's
This one's tenacious.
there's an evil scientist.
Mrs. Foster?
It's a reference to Dr. Frankenstein.
My generosity in
There's this
activating the
evil
pod will not last
scientist
forever,
who's
Piggy.
in
Hurry!
the basement and has this little workshop or whatever in it, and my God, I have literally just enough. My God, this is gonna suck. And you can make your own monster down there with him, and it's kind of weird, but there's that. There's an Iron Maiden that talks in the basement as well. There's the one thing that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Not because of it's fucking creepy or scary at all, but because of how it's presented. At random times while you're in the mansion,
of shopping, no time
you're
for
in the
bargain
house,
hunting.
like
Even for Fossey.
the entire screen gets a red tint
Renfred,
to
there's
it,
my notepad. The next wave just started.
and basically one of the house's occupants just randomly shows up in that room, and they're like going. They're all really nice normally, but whenever that occurrence happens,
Mrs. Foster doesn't
whichever one
miss
shows up
those.
is like fucking angry
I'm
slash
coming to you, Zed.
trying to fucking genuinely try to get you or whatever, and
Come on, Mrs. Foster.
fucking there was Frankenstein. There was actually the actual Frankenstein, this giant dude who had bolts in his head and whatever and stuff like that, screws in his head. And there's that and other things. There's also a little kid who was really,
Who wants
really
to get rich
weird.
today? Yes! Mrs.
Ugly
Foster.
from the
You're
Addams
toxic.
family weird. I don't understand what he was supposed to be. I never did really get that one. What else? That's all I can immediately remember. There's also this giant fucking... I don't know what it was. I think it was a Yeti or something locked in a cage, and if you aggravated it enough, basically there was a way to electroshock it, and if you shock it enough times, it got pissed off, and it would bend the bars of the cage and escape, and then it would randomly
Ladies
appear in the house
perspire, Mrs. Foster.
to scare you. But I'm getting sidetracked. Anywho, the last thing that I remember fully
Clean up the remainder. Renfred will see they are properly
Is-
recycled.
a shark. Now, that's not... Now, anybody who doesn't know what this game is, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who will watch this stream that know what this game is, because it's pretty old, actually, so anybody from my generation or younger would know what this is. Anybody who's old enough to be watching this likely knows what it is. Anyway.
Mrs. Foster, from range. Je suis un empoisonneur.
The pod is active. Use your dash to buy a few more
Anyway,
seconds of life.
but yeah, anybody who doesn't know
While you
what this game
cannot
is would be
shoot
thinking,
your
oh,
friends,
it must be
there's nothing to say you cannot
some
train to leave them to die if they do not give you dogs.
Mutated shark that has legs and feet and or whatever, and walks around and comes after.
Do not damage the pod.
No, it's just
It
a
is
shark.
worth more than you.
It's just a regular shark. Now, before anybody questions, well, why is that fucking creepy? It doesn't have a tank. It doesn't actually need water either to move around or live. It's... How do I fucking explain this without sounding legitimately retarded? It's a shark that swims
Last
through
chance
the
for
fucking
guns and
earth.
ammo, piggies.
I guess you could call it a ground shark. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. Because that's pretty much what it
The
is.
time for barter is over, piggies. It is
Basically,
time for
any
dying.
time that it will show up, it's swimming around in the floor. That's legitimately.
Just breathe, Mrs. Foster.
And I'm immediately aware of how kind of stupid that actually sounds.
Mrs. Foster presents her... Breaking news, Mrs. Foster... These Zeds are cloaked. Poisoned by my own fair hand. That one had no chance.
Anywho, so the objective of the game was that when you first get there, you basically, when you get there, you have a bag, and it's not like a bag or something. It's one of those.
I'm in the mood to buy today.
Like one of those old,
worse than boarding school suppers.
Old-fashioned doctor's bags, like physician bags, like those big leather bags that they would carry around with all of their tools and shit in it.
You're annoying me.
You basically had something like
yes,
that
you are almost
for
done with this
carrying,
wave.
Items in inventory. And
Physician,
the
heal
thing
myself.
of it was, as soon as you got in, the ghost butler dude, that's all I call him, the ghost butler.
Je suis un empoisonneur.
He basically takes the bag from you.
Who wants to get rich today?
And he pretty much takes everything that was in it out.
Mrs. Foster, you're
Now,
toxic.
Everything in the game is randomly generated every time every time you load. So items are never in the same place. Everybody
Looks like markets
acts
are about
slightly
to
differently. It's probably one of the
Worse than boarding
weirdest
school suppers.
games that I know of from when I was a kid, because it was a randomly generated game before randomly generated games were a regular thing, which they are in this day and age pretty much. How much poison does it take to kill you?
Mrs. Foster, you're toxic.
It is really that
Who
weak.
wants to get rich today?
My generosity in activating the pod will not last
Anyway.
forever, Piggy. Hurry! You're
Fuck,
just
where was
drawing this out. Sure, you lived, but how long will a weakling like you survive?
Okay, yeah, anyway, so, he takes all the stuff, pretty much all the stuff that was in your bag.
Ammo.
Anything that would have been useful. And
realize you
those
have
same
no
items are
armor?
then redistributed around the house, but regardless, back to the topic. So he then, of course, like I mentioned, there's like 13 keyholes
Go away.
in this grandfather clock that's like right behind the guy.
Only
And
10 more
as soon
seconds of
before he even
shopping. No time for
appears, they
bargain hunting.
all like rattle around on their own, and then they all get removed from the clock,
Oh no, did the pod close? How tragic!
and they then scatter around the entire house, like they become hidden. And the ghost guy tells
Looks
you
like markets
that
are about to open.
you have
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
find all the keys. So this is the only part of it that always confused the shit out of
Bye-bye.
me, because I was a kid, and
I'm coming for you, Zed.
mind you, I was a little kid at the time, so I wasn't
Cloaked
really
Zeds nearby.
aware of what military time was yet. So basically,
Let's take this up a notch.
but it's also kind of weird in how the game was.
Whoops, the daisy.
The butler dude, he basically tells you that
How positively
you have to
grotesque.
find and put all 13 keys into the clock before 13
Did I pique
o'clock,
your interest?
which, of course, if you know what military time is, 13 o'clock is 1. Now,
If you want something done
it
right.
is really supposed to be 1 a.m. So basically 1 o'clock, really, if we're going by that logic.
Clean up the remainder. Renfred
I
will see
don't,
they
so I
are
don't know
properly
why
recycled.
they programmed him to say 13 o'clock. I think it was just kind of a way to make it kind of fun and goofy a bit. I'm not sure, but I'm getting sidetracked again. Anyway, so you have to find
You're so electrocute.
all the keys and put them into the clock.
Ooh, worse than
before
boarding school
13 o'clock.
suppers.
If you don't, I've seen the game over screen for the game. And basically what it is that
Pod is active.
the guy
Use your
shows up
dash
again
to buy a few more
at that
seconds
time.
of life.
If you haven't gotten all the keys into the clock, he basically then
You
tells
are not
you
dead.
that
Noted.
it's 13 o'clock and now you're trapped here forever. So he then basically teleports you down to the
your
basement,
achievement
down into
means
the cellar,
nothing. Buy
from
what
the
you
basement,
can.
which,
Foster?
mind you, looks like a generic fucking dungeon. And he then basically builds
Secure the
they basically
perimeter and
build
keep all
a
the
brick
Zeds out
wall
if
right
you
in front of
can.
you, and basically bury you behind a wall forever. It's really fucking weird. I don't really get it myself. Anywho, but
Did I pique your interest?
the whole premise of this story, for the first time I ever heard of the song, Monster Mash. If you go down into the cellar and you talk to the doctor guy,
Poisoned
the monster
by my
guy,
own fair
talk to him.
hand. These Zeds are cloaked.
you
Bye! Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers.
you can build a monster of your own, and he will animate it. He will bring it to life. Now, depending on what you do in this situation,
Je suis un empoisonneur.
because there are like legit specific body part combinations that you gotta do. Mind you, you basically
Totally
add
secure.
in
The
everything
Zeds are far
from
underperforming
brain
my
to
projections.
eyeballs to pretty much everything. But anyway,
Physician, heal thyself.
so if you do it, and if you do make a good one, I guess is what I would say it is. If you make a good one, a good monster, and he animates
Worse than boarding
it
school
starts
suppers.
like Twitch. It basically amounts to nothing more than
Such
muscle
accuracy,
twitching and
Mrs. Foster.
spasming.
How
'Cause that's
can
all
you do
it
it?
does. Aside from making random
This
guttural
one's
growling
tenacious.
sound, which is very weird. But the game is weird too. So, regardless, anyway, but if you do make a good one, and once it's animated, it
Stuffy in
starts. There's music starts playing, and it starts.
Mrs. Foster presents her
the monster.
introduction.
No Zeds
Not
penetrated
not
the perimeter.
song,
I am
it's just like a
surprised
short, like,
and a bit
I want to say
sick.
half.
Your success is
half version
revolting.
of it. I'm not 100% certain. It's a very short version of the Monster Mash song, but yeah. I also remember the first time that I ever got genuinely scared out of my mind was because of that game. Because at the time, mind you, I was a very little kid, and I thought I just heard somebody talking. You know, whatever. And when I was a kid, I always had
My
this
Zeds will
weird
be there soon. Do
thing
try to
I
hold
like
your
to do
bladder when
where-
they arrive.
a lot of games that I couldn't
Anyone
play,
getting low?
or I didn't have the ability to play at the time. But my brother, who's older than me, did. Either he did play, could play, or would often play because they were his games. Shocker.
Ladies
I
first fire, Mrs. Foster.
often ask him, why did I just get stuck in that? I would often ask him if I could watch him play some
Who wants to get
because
rich
I just
today?
wanted to. I was always kind of curious about the game, so I wanted to, see them. So when I was little, he would let me, and that was one of the games that I used to watch him play quite a bit when we were both kids. And the weirdest thing of it is that the screen going red thing, I had in all the times I had ever watched my brother play the game, I myself had never once seen him have that occurrence.
And she's back.
So I didn't even
Breaking
know it
news,
was dead.
Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner.
So basically,
Je suis un empoisonneur. There's something close.
I of course never touched it. I was even more of a pussy back when I was a kid than I am now. Anyway, why do I keep getting stuck on corners? I don't get it.
Finish it off! Annoying!
But that's a
Yep, that's a flash pound.
But the colossal waste of resources. Hurry up and talk!
Suppers. How positively Crippen-esque. That's a flash pound. Je
So
suis
one
un
time-
empoisonneur.
I decided
Let us return to the blood and violence.
no one was home.
You're just drawing this out. Sure, you lived, but how long will a weakling like you survive?
I decided, well, no one else in the house was home.
Stuffy in here.
I decided I want to play this game. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. So, not my greatest decision at the time. Yeah. I was a bit of an idiot as a kid. So I loaded it up, and I was playing it. And I was just
The
trying to
anticipation is
do
mounting.
the same
Just
things
10
that
more
I had
seconds
seen
until
my
the real
brother do.
experiment begins.
Which didn't exactly work.
The
out
area must remain
well
secure,
for
Birds.
me.
That means no Zeds in it.
Okay, that was...
Welding this one up. We have ourselves a scrape. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic.
Not sure I can keep that here. So I'm going to ignore it.
Ladies perspire, Mrs. Foster. Fire in the hole.
To make your acquaintance.
Anyway, I decided I wanted to play this game. I wanted to try it out. Not my best idea I've ever had, because
These Zeds are cloaked. Ah! Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers.
I started playing.
You're on
it,
fire.
Yeah,
Uh-oh, siren!
everything is going all fine and all
not
fine
here.
and fucking
Whoops, a daisy. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That's better.
I will make sure the next wave is more challenging.
There's something cloaked. Boys.
Fucking hell.
Poisoned by my own fair hand. Physician, heal thyself.
So I started playing it, and it was going fine until I got to base.
Mrs. Foster presents
And then
her
while I was in
introduction.
base,
That was a success
something
today, but
that
don't be so
happened.
sure it will be
I'd
one
never
tomorrow,
seen it happen
Worms.
to my brother while he played it. But it happened to me, and it made me so fucking scared. I legitimately ran out of the family room where the computer was and
Any lights
ran
in here?
into the kitchen. Into the which is connected to our dining room. They're basically in the same exact room. And I dove under the table. Not real, and before realizing about a minute, like a few seconds later, that the volume on the computer was really fucking high, so I could hear everything really, really clearly from all the way in the other room. But, the fucking, all of a sudden the screen had gone red.
10
like I
seconds,
mentioned.
piggies! 10 seconds!
Music fucking picked up. I heard tons of fucking voices and shit. And the shark popped up out of the floor and was swimming around like crazy.
The time for barter
And
is
it
over, piggies. It is
legitimately
time for
fucking
dying.
scared the shit out of me so bad I ended up literally running into the dining room under the table, covering my ears as tightly as I could and crying.
Let's take this up a notch.
I'm not 100% certain based on my memory. My dad might have been home. Because, I mean, at the time, I didn't know how to do that well at the time, so I usually had him
Ammo.
set stuff up for me when I wanted it. So, yeah, he was upstairs at the time doing something. I think he was in the shower because it was,
That's a flashbang.
I didn't have school that day.
I'm coming for you, Zed. I'm in the mood to fight today.
But,
How positively Crippen-esque.
so I had him loaded up,
Annoying.
the game just so that I could try it out.
Right there. Siren.
And while he was upstairs, this is
One more
basically
hit
the
should do
main
it.
thing that I can remember I did, other than me curled up into a ball under the kitchen table, crying my eyes out while holding my ears shut. I was sitting there while crying,
Je suis un empoisonneur.
screaming for my dad to come downstairs
And
and
she's
shut the damn
back.
thing off because it was scaring me so bad.
Finish it off.
Yeah, needless to say, I never ever played that game again.
You're
Ever.
annoying me.
Mind you, that
Collect Zeds nearby.
PC we got rid of, like, I want to say
Mummy loves money. Uh-oh. Siren.
Clean up, Jeremy. Renfred will see they are properly
5 years
recycled.
later.
Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Let's take this up a notch. Poison ivy.
So yeah, I never ever touched that game again. But yeah. But yeah, so that's basically how I
One more hit should do it. Aperitifs are served.
got my honest to
My
God shit
generosity
scared
in
out of me
activating
for
the
the first
phone
time
will
ever.
not last forever, piggy. Hurry!
Woo!
Just the stupid
That
kid
flesh pound
whose
was due for
curiosity
repairs
got the
anyway.
best of him.
Killing him just saved me
And
time.
did something he regretted.
Stuffy in here.
Needless to say, I mean, at this point in my life, I mean, I've I've gone back, like, last year I went back and I watched I guess it was technically
My
considered a
death will be there
speedrun
soon. Do try to hold
of
your
the
bladder
game,
when
of
they
that
arrive.
game. And I had no issue with it again. But then again, like I said, it was a speedrun, so nothing super bad happened.
Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
But,
You got
yeah.
schooled!
So, like, every time I ever see this particular map, that's the
Eulogize
first
that.
thing I think of is that game.
You're annoying me! What? How positively Crippenesque.
Dude, this poison damage perk for the field medic for the weapons
take
is
this up a
fucking
notch.
devastatingly brutal. Like, enemies that normally never die from only one shot of the blood of the hemoglobin are dying in one shot.
Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those.
It's really
Did I
fucking
pique
weird.
your
It's
interest?
kick ass. This is okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, at this point in my life, I don't really find that game. If anything, I find
Ladies
it kind
perspire,
of
Mrs. Foster.
goofy because of the
Pleased to make your
cartoons,
acquaintance.
because of the
Yep, that's a bloodhound.
artwork from it.
Yes, you are almost done with this grave.
Happening! Annoying!
Why did that siren just fucking explode?
If you want something done right, float no more. This one's tenacious. Flashbound, see it? Woo!
Commercial transactions are so tedious. Let us return to the blood and violence.
Anywho,
You
But yeah,
survived. Unexpected.
that's that story.
Well, let's not waste any time. On to the next round! Enjoy the trader part while you can, little piggy.
Underground it is then.
The anticipation is mounting. Just 10 more seconds until the real experiment begins. Trader time is over. Did you get what you need to survive?
Looks like markets are about to open. Did I pique your interest? I'm coming for you, Zed! These Zeds are cloaked. That's a siren! Je suis un... Woo! You got schooled! Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers. Finish. You're dead! Yep, that's a flashpound. This one's tenacious. Poison ivy. Apparently, so. Flashpound. See it? Yes! Whoops a daisy. Ha-ha! Let's take this up a notch. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. You got schooled! Cloaked Zen.
Cleanups are remain. Renfred will see they are properly recycled.
From range. This one is sweet on you, Mrs. Foster. You're annoying me. Good night, farewell.
Last chance for armaments before you meet your end.
That's better.
Do not expect this success to continue, worm. My specimens will come for you again after trader time.
Okay. Then let him come.
My
look
Zeds
like
will
awful
be there
scared.
soon. Do try to hold your bladder when they arrive.
And Hans.
Still alive? Bravo. I would shake your hands, but I shall just eviscerate you instead. There is nothing left but you.
Am I getting warmer,
Soon there will not
Zeddy?
even be you. Bah, I can't kill what I can't see.
Je suis un empoisonneur. Who wants to make a packet today?
These little attacks. Here is something more to think about.
Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
I just need one healthy meat sack.
Physician, heal thyself.
Run,
Breaking
piglets.
news, Mrs.
I will
Foster is a
feed on
serial
one of you
poisoner.
now.
Worse than boarding school suppers.
I have been remote and aloof, vermin. Now get closer. Fools! That was the easy part.
you're here
See what
somewhere.
I have for you next, piggies.
Poisoned by my own
Piglets.
fair hand.
I will feed on one of you now. Submit to me.
Oh, you beefcakes are
You
all the same.
whose life I suck next.
Aperitifs are served.
Be still. I have need of you.
Grenade!
Enough of this phase. You shrine can face new attacks.
Anyone getting low?
Run, piglets.
Mrs.
I will feed on one
Foster,
of you
you're
now.
toxic.
Come out, come out. Why don't you
I don't
choose
see
whose
you,
life
Zed,
I
but
suck
I
next?
smell you.
What?
you missed me.
You swine are not dead yet. Why not?
That's better.
Big.
Worse than boarding school suppers.
Just tell yourselves you've got a fighting chance. The big bad warriors scared of an old man. Oh,
This one is sweet on you, Mrs. Foster.
Grenada! Die, Schwein! Die! Die now!
one's tenacious. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
Time for nightmare. Oh boy. Okay. That was weird. Okay. All right.
You are here to clean out Zeds. And here come your first targets. Eyes open.
Oh wait, I remember this map now. I also remember I
Aperitifs are served.
really don't fucking like it.
That one had no chance.
Okay, so good to know.
This one's tenacious. How positively Crippen-esque. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Poison ivy. Je suis un empoisonneur. Poisoned by my own fair hand. I can't see. And she's back. Eyes! My eyes! You got schooled! Je suis un empoisonneur. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Poison ivy. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Can't see. Mrs. Foster presents her in...
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
Thing done right.
You need medical attention.
Right.
Bring up the trading controls and upgrade your gear.
Because I totally want medical attention.
Final choices, people.
And not, you know,
Enemies
a
on the
one-way
scope.
ticket out of this this place that I really don't like being in.
Hurry up. Zeds are getting closer. Ports closed. Go make a difference.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner.
You've dented their numbers, but there are plenty left.
Nico, Nikos, Nikot. Nikamus, Nikatus, Nikot. Worse than boarding school suppers. Mrs. Foster presents her introduction. I can't see. Mrs. Foster from range. Can't see. Je suis un empoisonneur.
That was the last one. Get to the indicated pod for resupply.
Of fucking course.
You like being chewed into pieces? Buy armor.
I don't think it's a question right now of me being chewed into pieces. I think it's a question of whether or not I like being
We're
in
almost
this
out of
place.
time.
I don't.
Make your
I don't
choices.
like being in here. I don't want to be in here. I want out as soon
More
as
Zeds on the
fucking
scope.
possible.
Back to it, mes amis.
Fucking hate this map.
Right there, siren. Worse than boarding school suppers. Ah! Excuse you. Je suis un empoisonneur. Bye, bye, bye. Worse than boarding school suppers. Mrs. Foster from range. That's better. Poison ivy. Worse than boarding school suppers. Take notes, boys. Such accuracy, Mrs. Foster. How can...
Perfect. Pod is open again.
Thank you.
Let's get you restocked. You're staying in one piece. That's great. Keep it up.
No, it's just...
Pod's closed. Go make a difference.
There's something cloaked. Je suis un empoisonneur.
call that your warm-up?
Poisoned by my own fair hand. Yep, I'm in the zone, people. Ha ha! Did I think you're it? Mummy loves money. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Mrs. Foster from Range. This one's tenacious. Je suis un empoisonneur.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up. All Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Poisoned by my own Mrs. Foster doesn't miss those. There.
A solid start, but many Zeds remain.
Siren! Un empoisonneur. Nico, Nikos, Nikot. Who wants to get rich today? This is that. Apparently, Mrs. Foster from Ray.
Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked. That's great. Wolf, you took it down.
Better.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
Worse than boarding school suppers. You're dead! Uh-oh, siren! Je suis un empoisonneur. You got schooled! These Zeds are cloaked. Right there, siren! Poisoned by my own fair hand. Please to meet. Clean it off me! Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. Up a notch. There it is. are annoying me! Mrs. Foster presents her introduction.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
He's back.
You know how to stay alive out there. A good instinct. All Z's on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Je suis un empoisonneur. How positively Crippen-esque.
Beginning. Let's call that your warm-up.
Full suppers. Yeah, I'm in the zone, people. That's a siren. You're dead. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Aperitifs are served.
Goodbye.
Left no more.
To make your acquaintance.
Finish the last ones off, so I can open the trader pod.
Get ready to yell pill.
Oh. Come see me. Safely open. Nicely done.
Something done right.
Want my advice? Stock up on grenades. Pod's closed. Go make a difference.
Yep, that's a bloodhound. Mrs. Foster. It won't take no for an answer. So,
Good start. Now finish the job. Allez.
get ready to yell. And she's back. Je suis un empoisonneur. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. This one's tenacious. That one had no chance. Aperitifs are served. You got schooled! Worse than boarding school suppers. Come on, Mrs. Foster.
That was the last one. Get to the indicated pod for resupply. You're a real survivor. Good for you. The money. Now spend it. More Zeds on the scope. Back to it, mes amis.
Je suis un empoisonneur. Blimey. Oh, my ears! You got schooled! This one's tenacious. You're dead! Knock it off! Aperitifs are served. That's better. Worse than boarding school suppers. Mrs. Foster from range. This one's to you. You got schooled! You've nearly got it. That one had no chance. I'm coming for you, Zed! Woo! Je suis un empoisonneur. That's a flashback. I'm in the mood to buy today. I can't see. Did I pique your interest? Mrs. Foster from range. Right there, siren. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions.
Come see me. The pod's safely open. Nicely done. You took some hits there. Patch yourself up. Break time's over. Get back to work. More Zeds inbound.
Mummy loves money. Poisoned by my own fair hands. Ha ha! Can't hear! Uh-oh, siren! Poison ivy. Nico, Nikas, Nikat. Nikamus, Nikatus, Nikat. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. You got schooled. Ready for an encore, I see. Poisoned by my own fair hand. Physician, heal thyself. Yep, that's a flesh pound. Mrs. Foster. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a serial poisoner. That's better. That's a flesh pound. Poison by my own fair hand. Mrs. Foster. Poison ivy. Worse than boarding school suppers. You got schooled! Foster. Je suis un empoisonneur. Breaking news, Mrs. Foster is a
Serial poisoner.
Let's take this up a notch.
Spend freely. Things are about to get serious. Taking down a Scrake comes naturally to you, no? Pod closed. Go make a difference.
pleased to make your acquaintance. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. Eyes! My eyes! Physician, I'm poisoned. Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. You're dead. And she's back. Aperitifs are served. You got scoop! Bye, bye, bye! Mrs. Foster presents her introductions. Clean it off me! Did I pique your interest? Who wants to get rich today? I'm poisoned! That's better. This one's tenacious. Can't see. Oh, it stings! Poisoned by my own fair hand. How positively Cripinesque. Money loves money. Mrs. Foster, you're toxic. I'm poisoned. And she's back. Did I pique your interest? Help me! Pleased to make your acquaintance. My eyes! I'm in the mood to buy. Can't see. Worse than boarding school suppers. My eyes! Je suis un empoisonneur. Oh, it stings! Position, heal thyself. That's better. Mummy loves money. Ooh, worse than boarding school suppers. Position, heal thyself. Poison. I'm poisoned. Poison ivy. Did I pique your interest?
Okay then. I think that's gonna be enough. Good night. Cause I'm getting a little tired. I gotta work tomorrow and do some other stuff tonight. So, anywho, that's gonna be it for tonight, everybody. Hope you've all enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and smash the like button down below. The support is always very greatly appreciated. If you want to keep up with the streams of the future, you can go ahead and follow us here on Twitch and on Mixer at Shadow Weavers PCG. If you follow on Twitter PCG at PCG Shadow, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube over at Shadow Weavers Partially Censored Gaming. All of our live streams end up on the YouTube, so if you ever miss any streams and you want to catch up on them, or rewatch them in your own time, or just share them with your friends, you can go ahead and head over to YouTube and you can find them all there. Might do a stream tomorrow night after work. I'm not sure yet. We'll see about that, but that's going to be it for tonight. Hope everybody's enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.